You know what's crazy? Thank you so much. Thank you so much because this literally just happened to me and I was just explaining it how it happened to me and the fact that I didn't check is insane. But previously, the reason why I missed yesterday's live was because I was trying to do a pre-recorded live and tell me why the whole time in the pre-recorded live I forgot to hit the mute button or the unmute button like I just did now. And so I recorded a whole 1 hour live stream with no sound. And so I'm like, there's no way to really go back on this except for probably just still trying to upload it. But I was trying to do this thing where I tried to upload it for like 4 p.m. but when I'm not at my laptop because I'm at work around that time. So I'm like, damn, like I need to figure out how am I going to like maintain that. So I tried to do this thing with like task manager, whatever the hell, and then that didn't end up working. So the stream never came out, but then I guess glory to God it didn't because it had no damn sound. So I was just gonna put it out and be like, this is a test just to see if it works. It didn't work. So my goal is to just try to do it on the weekend or whatever. But there's gonna be some changes that end up coming to the live streams. And honestly, I think for me, I was already thinking about doing this change in general because I do have this struggle, and I mentioned this also in my last live. Well, actually, I don't even think I did. I think that was the same live stream that got deleted. But there was something that I was realizing where I feel like with kind of like learning on live stream or even building, right? I feel like in a way it's like I'm mixing learning with performing. And I'm not saying that my channel is like the most entertaining live, like it's not. But I feel like sometimes I'm trying to be entertaining or I'm trying to do what I think other people would like to see because the way I study isn't even remotely close to what I show you guys. And I'm like, if this is technically the only hour that I have in my head, I'm like, I kind of think I need to add another time, like try to see if I could wake up a little bit earlier, which is probably going to be what I do, which is what I did today, just to get myself to actually learn before coming out on the live streams. So what I'm going to do on the live streams is I'm just going to keep live streams strictly about certifications. I want to do my JS cert, which obviously has projects. So you're going to see projects from the JS cert. Then I want to go to the CompTIAs and I plan on doing that on live, literally like me studying for it, not taking it, but studying it and then telling y'all whether I passed or not. And I feel like that is just gonna be a little bit more entertaining and a little bit more for me easier to maintain because now on the side I could build some projects. I could probably pop in, show y'all what it is, which is what I'm just gonna end up doing right now because I was just building this like remember I think the restaurant project. I was just getting into it and I want to show y'all the changes. What is up, Snake? I want to show y'all the changes, but then we're gonna end up getting into this certification because I think, with my last live stream, I'm just gonna hop into it while I talk. But let's see here real quick. So this is the restaurant. Now I know y'all ended up seeing this part, and honestly, I still think it still needs to look a little bit more identical here to what this is. Wait, can we zoom out for a second? A little bit more identical. But so far, mine looks like this, and so far when you click the button, it still doesn't end up working. But remember, if y'all were here, whenever we would click multiple ones, it would show the order total twice. And the reason why that ended up happening was because I accidentally had something uppercased. I forgot what it was, but it was something uppercased that threw off the whole thing. And then on top of that, I ended up adding this down here, which I was very excited, like ecstatic for, because I did that like just rather quickly. I thought it was going to be long, but I realized I just had to do the same thing I practically did here and just keep it in one div. So really the only thing I need to do is create a bit of padding here so that this can come down a little bit more, or margin, whatever. Obviously get the confirm button to look a little more better. And I think this needs to be darker. Same thing with the 1 times here. It needs to be darker, which I'm not even sure where I targeted that at. So I have to look over my code. The X buttons work, and when you click them all, it ends up going back to that screen. So it's pretty sick. Everything disappears. And I like that. So another thing I would need to do is when you click it, it's supposed to look like this, which is something I'm legitimately working on right now. But I'm not going to do it on live because I'd rather keep that for myself because I feel like it's just my learning process. And also too, especially because of one of my live streams before is one of the major contributors to the fact that, oh wait, I need to actually switch that. But one of my live streams before, I'm not sure if any of you guys were there, but I felt like it was like kind of like a negative space. And even though it got negative when I was doing this here, I personally would rather just do this, and I don't care if people want to get negative at all. But here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, like basically 6 more courses to be able to get our certification, but then we still got about 5 projects that we got to do to end up getting there. But yeah, so this all like basically, ooh, this is gonna be pretty cool. But this all basically is happening just because, you know, for one, I was already considering doing this, but then two, you know, there was just a live stream that I had that I felt like was a little bit too negative. And so for me, it's like, I'm just not even going to learn on live. I'd rather just try to get my certification. I might learn some things from here, but I'm just going to keep it like this. So let's finally jump into this. Your project starts with basic HTML container and some corresponding CSS. Your first task will be to programmatically generate the cells for your spreadsheet is crazy for your spreadsheet. So the global window object represents the browser window. So this is something that's a little bit new to me, but I love that we're building a spreadsheet. I think this is going to be super, super sick. Spreadsheet. And honestly, I never even thought about programming a spreadsheet. Did I? Oh, I was like, I think I said breadsheet again, bro. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Let me go step 1 real quick because I want to see the window object. Object is going to represents the browser window. And also too, I should have a video coming out that's a little bit more explanatory about what is going to be going on with the lives if you are somebody who tunes in, but I'm sure it's still going to be, you know, interesting enough, you know, as long as you just study along with me. That's all it is. Just study along with me. If y'all are new here, hit that subscribe button. We're on day 170. So it has it has an onload property which allows you to define behavior when the window has loaded the entire page. Okay, I like that. I like that. So there's a onload property. And I'm also studying for something else. And I normally do it when I'm at work because it's a little bit more easier to like study rather than coding. You know, if imagine trying to study coding at work, it's like, that wouldn't make sense. But this specific thing that I'm studying for, I can't really say what it is until we kind of like, if everything goes to plan, because I don't want to talk about it and then it doesn't end up going to plan. But there's something I'm truly studying for that eventually I would be hopefully taking some classes for. And then when I take those classes, hopefully something shakes from it. Hopefully I could pass that exam. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm trying to study now, because that exam ain't no joke. Well, it's not even that the exam ain't no joke. Honestly, I think it's easy. The problem is that it's just a 100-question exam. So it's like now you really know that you can only get 70 right. You know what I mean? You can only get 30 wrong. So it's like, bruh, if I'm taking that test and I feel like I got more than 30 wrong, bro, I'm probably going to start messing up for real because I'm going to be trying to change stuff. So we're doing and scripts. Sorry, by the way, if you're just watching, I'm taking some notes. I haven't really learned anything about this. I'm still a beginner. I know you see all those days, but trust me, those days are kind of like cut in half just because I don't get to I don't get to learn all that much. So start by setting the onload property of window to an arrow function. So by setting the onload property of window, okay, well, honestly, the only thing I could think of they want me to do is type window onload. I don't even understand anything else. And then they're talking about arrow functions. I'm assuming they want me to do this to an arrow function with no parameter and the function declare container. I'm so lost. I'm probably going to screw this up because I don't know if they want me to do something like this and then go const container, or do they want my window.onload to be const window.onload and then that's my arrow function? But I guess we'll see how that goes. And then it says assign it the value of getting the element by the ID. So we gotta go document. I might have done this so wrong, but there's only 2 ways you could really do it. So if this doesn't work, then it's just the other way. And then we gotta go container. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. So it says you should set the onload property to a function. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. You just gotta try sometimes. You just gotta try. So what we're gonna do here is that they want me to do this, basically. Oh wait, so you can't do window.onload. Start by setting the onload property of window. You should set the onload property to a function. Oh, I think it's because of this. Oops, never mind. Alright, now. Why is that not working? Set the onload property to a function. Is this not Is that not what it is? Because they say don't do a perimeter. The onload property of window to an arrow function with no perimeters. I guess I'm gonna have to see how onload works here, but I thought it would have been window.onload. Maybe it's not, well, not even, because I was gonna say, what if it's like onload.window, but I don't know. You should set the onload property to a function. Onload function should not take any perimeters, blah, blah, blah. Hashtag container. You should assign the container element to container. Wait, what? Oh, I did. Never mind. I did. I think it's just acting up. Dot onload. Am I spelling onload weird? Because everything else goes through when I type it except for this part. So the only thing I could think of is probably I could check with MDN docs. Maybe they have like a syntax of what doing onload looks like. And it doesn't. What about window? And it, oh, I'm like, and it doesn't, but it's like, no. Window property, global, window.window. So it should be window.load, but maybe it's the way I'm doing it. Window object points to it itself. Oh, maybe it is onload.window. But does that make even sense? Onload.window? Never mind. I'm trying to think of what else could this be. I never done this before. The only thing I could think of is dot unload. The property, maybe it's something else I'm doing. This is window dot set timeout dot alert. Oh, you know what? Wait, no, okay, I was gonna say, would this be right? But no. Unless, okay, yeah, no, it doesn't want that. So it's the dot that's throwing everything off here. Why the hell would they show me what this is but not tell me how to connect it? Let's go window. Let's go window, unload. Am I saying that correctly? Onload? Okay. It's supposed to be. You assign a function to the window onload property. Oh. Okay, that was my misreading. That was my misreading. So this, wait, why did I copy that? So this is correct. It's just I'm supposed to, okay, that was my misread. Do I need to write function? Okay, no, you don't. That was definitely my misread because it did say that at the top. Says functions are ideal for reusable logic. When a function itself needs to reuse logic, you can declare a nested function to handle that logic here. It says declare a nested crate label function. Okay, so here we go. A nested crate label function. So wait, hold on. What do you mean a nested? All right, let's try it. I don't think have I ever created a function inside of a function? You know what? I probably did. I don't know why it feels unnatural to me. But maybe I have. Who knows? Drop this down, and then this is gonna take name. And then also too on the weekends, I plan on doing probably review content. So I'm probably gonna go on GitHub, go and see some people's projects, use it as a user, right? Give them user feedback, and then probably play my game. I think I'm done, like I said, learning in a way. Even though I'm learning here, but it's a little bit different. Remember that the document object has a .create element, of course, method that allows you to create new HTML elements. So in your create label function, declare. I don't know if they want me to do const, but let's go const label and assign it the new div. I'm surprised that was what they told. What do they mean? Remember the document has a create element. I'm surprised that is what they told me instead of telling me what the hell this was. They want to tell me the most easiest stuff. By the way, blah, blah, blah. It's anyone would have remembered that. That's insane. I don't remember if I put it in quotes, though. Okay, yeah, you do. Perfection. Become a supporter. I would definitely one day. When I get my certification, I will. When I get my certification. When y'all are new, if y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Hey, we already got 2 subscribers. That is what's up. Thank you so much to the 2 subs. We're at 1,616. That is crazy. Could we hit 1,620? I think that would be amazing if we could. So set the class name. So then now from here, they want me to set the class name of the label element to label. and the text content to the name perimeter. So we gotta go label. Wait, how do I do class name again? Do I just do label? Wait, hold on, I'm confused. I think it's label dot class name. See, now this is where I need help. No, I'm just kidding. Is it just label dot class name? Dot. Bro, why can't I remember my labels? I mean, why can't I remember the class name? Because I don't think it's an equals. I think it's supposed to be something at some point. You just do this, but I don't remember exactly when. Let me see if I could freshen up real quick with my own code. I completely forgot how to add a damn class name. Let me see. They do label class name. I think I've done it here. I literally just did it 2 seconds ago. I had to do it for the my old running thing. Why did I forget how to do that one? I know it's supposed to be dot class name or class list. Why am I doing class name? But class list dot add. Okay, there we go. So that's good. Using my own notes is perfectly fine. Dot add, and then you go into this, which would be label. And then from here, you got to do label. Oh, wait, no. Because we're doing text content to the name perimeter. Oh, so we're doing name.text content is going to equal what? And set the text content to the name perimeter. I don't know what they want that to be. So class name. Oh, wait. Oh, so class name is its own thing. So is it not dot add? Because then if anything, then I never did a class name before. I was wondering why I didn't click. But you should set the class name property to the string label. So then maybe you don't do add, maybe you just go label. I was wondering why I didn't click. I never used class name before. I guess we'll figure that out. You should access the text content property of the label element. The text content property of the label element. Okay. Oh, I think it's supposed to be label and then you're doing name. So it's supposed to be name here. Okay, we got that part. So now it's just coming down to the class name, which I've never done. I thought that this was the same thing. So then I'm guessing it's not dot add. Class name of the label element to label. I mean, the only thing I would probably do are these two things here. So class name. I honestly thought it would have been used the same. But my thing is, what's the difference between class list and then class name? Yeah, because we used class list over here and we did confirm button. So that's weird that doing class name is something completely different. I never seen this one. So this is going to be a perfect note when I get there. Class name. Do they want me to get the element by class name? Do I have a label? No, because they're saying set the class name to label. Yes, we don't have a label. That's not what they want. This is legitimately just class name. Class name property. Also, you just do equals. Equals. They might have a bad headache right now. So you just do equal. That's a little bit different. I wouldn't have even... I mean, honestly, I could have thought of that, but I didn't. Label. It says just subscribed. Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I'm still currently learning. I'm not the best JavaScript coder. I know I have a good amount of days under me, but just those days are kind of like, they're split in half because I only get to study about an hour a day, and I try to show up every single day at 12 p.m. EST, so you could definitely tune in every single day, man. It's pretty lit here. Someone put, what are you planning to do with that JS, sir? I just want to get it, honestly. I personally don't even really need it, because I never planned with web dev to even make it a career anyway, and even you don't even need certifications to make it a career. But I just want to get it just to have something in my name. I already got the responsive web design. Why not get the JavaScript? But then I do plan on studying for the CompTIAs. Specifically, I want to do the IT fundamentals because I don't really know the IT fundamentals, and I know you don't really need that one, but why not? And then I want to study for the A+. get that, because my main goal is to really end up getting into IT, and then hopefully from there try to learn more about cybersecurity and try to transition. But if not, staying in IT ain't bad. You can go into system admin starting at $30 an hour, and then I think like your cap pay could be $50 an hour. So I'm like, hey, that wouldn't be bad for me to stay there. But my dream, I just do this for fun. I would like to do this as like a side hustle, if anything, rather than doing it as an actual career. So it says, finally use the dot pen child. You said that you're on the same journey. Hey, that's what's up, man. Thank you so much. You said consume caffeine, keep calm. Hey, big facts. Well, actually, I don't drink caffeine. Actually, I'm cap. I forgot. I accidentally got back into soda, and I forget that soda has caffeine, bro. But, annoying. Use the append child method to add your label element to the container. So then, from here, we would have to do container, because I just had to do this recently, too. My goodness, I have a bad headache today. Append child, and then I don't really know if I'm supposed to do, no, I don't think you do quote. I think you're doing the actual thing here. Okay, yeah, label. Okay, we got that. I love how nothing's here. We're just working with nothing. So declare, you'll need a function to generate range of numbers. So declare an empty range function. Got this. So const range. I noticed that I feel like I do a little bit better. Wait, am I doing this right? What am I doing? Oh yeah. I feel like I do a little bit better when I'm at when I remember like stuff from the beginning. So like when I first start, you probably would say it's because it's the beginning steps, but not really. Like I think if I did all of this back to back to back, I would perform a little bit more better. But then when I take a couple days off and then I come back to it, and like, cause sometimes I'll be building projects and stuff, I kind of forget what the project is about. So then when I'm doing stuff, I don't remember nothing. So that was like another thing that used to get annoying. So which takes start and end as the parameters. So we're going start, end. Says, is free code camp worth it? It really just depends. Like for me, I do it just because I just want a certification. I do it for fun. It teaches me a little bit of things here and there. But if you're someone who doesn't really care about the certification, you already know JavaScript and CSS, HTML, then who cares, right? Like you don't gotta do it. You don't have to. I think it's just good to teach you. Use the array constructor and implicitly return an empty. Oh, so they want me to implicitly return, so get rid of that. And then use the array constructor. So I guess they just wanted me to keep it empty. Paste. Perfection. Now your array will need to be the size of range. You can calculate this by finding the difference between end and start and adding 1 to the result. So pass this calculation into here. So then we're going to do end minus start, unless it's supposed to be start minus end. But I guess we'll see. And then adding 1. That's a weird little thing to the result. Okay, woof, I was like, did I misunderstand? I'm like, I may have just got the hardest thing wrong. He said, I just started learning HTML though. Oh, okay. Well, I personally think from my experience, doing the responsive web design course, I think it taught me very well HTML and CSS. Not just by itself, of course. I feel like when it comes to Free Code Camp, your best bet would be to probably build 1 or 2 projects in Free Code Camp, because they're going to hold your hand a lot. And then outside of Free Code Camp, try to build that same project again with the knowledge that you just received from Free Code Camp, if that makes sense. And if that's a little bit harder, sometimes with ChatGPT, I'll ask them for, like especially with JavaScript, I'll ask them for the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript of a project. And then I'll tell them to break down the JavaScript so I can understand what each thing is doing. And then I try to recreate it, if that makes sense. So there's different ways you could kind of like study in that way, but I think HTML and CSS was really a breeze to me, but I used Free Code Camp for that. The array constructor has a .fill method, which can be used to fill an array with a value. So you could use this fill to your array with the start value. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, don't tell me they want me to go in there, bro. And then just pass the start value. All right, that makes sense. You know what? I just realized I think I'm getting a headache because I forgot I turned on my heater. Turn on my heater, so I'm probably just getting hot as hell. If y'all are new here, man, hit that button, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 1,620. That was my goal for today, I think. Hey, what is up, Anna Cat? What is up, man? It's been a minute. He said, how am I doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Says, thank you so much. You're welcome, bro. Currently, your range function returns an array with the correct length, but all the values are the, wait, I forgot to take a note of what dot fill was. My bad. I'd be forgetting that I'm like somewhat learning as well. So I need to like take these notes, otherwise I'm not gonna remember. And honestly, I'm probably still not gonna remember, but it's best that I tried. Which can be used to, oh wait, this is honestly was easy, but to fill an array with a value. Never mind. I thought that was gonna be something more harder. But okay, now we're here. It says, feel bad for you, bro. I cannot imagine starting now from scratch. Even HTML and CSS are extremely hard to learn at an acceptable level. Not even talking about JS, React, etc. I don't think so. I feel like HTML and CSS, I don't think it was hard. It didn't feel hard to me at all. Like, I think CSS is, like, it definitely is difficult. Well, obviously, I don't think HTML is hard. But I feel like CSS is definitely difficult. Like, I don't think I know everything with CSS. But I think it really just comes down to what is your goal, right? Because for me, I don't plan on trying to make like huge websites for huge companies. Like I just want to start with like really small entrepreneurs, like entrepreneurs that probably can't afford $1,000 to $2,000 websites because they're just starting their own business. And so for me, you know, you kind of don't even need to use HTML, CSS, or JavaScript for that. You can just use like WordSpace. But for me, I like to code. So for me, I just learned HTML, CSS, JS, and you don't need too much of any of it to do what I want to do. But I mean, if people are trying to start to like go for big companies, I think that's where it could be definitely a little bit more harder, but it's still achievable. I wouldn't say like it's not achievable. So I'm tired if we had a dance party since evening and I still have 5 assignments due. Oh my goodness, bro. Where did you learn CSS? I learned it on Free Code Camp as well. Because with the responsive web design, it teaches you with HTML for a while, and then I think you get into CSS. Currently, your range function returns an array with the correct length, but all of the values are the value of start. To fix this, chain the map method to your .fill method, pass the map method, change the map method to your .fill. Oh, chain. I thought they were saying change. I'm like, bro, we didn't even put a .map. And then they want me to pass a callback function. Yikes. Oops, hold on, space. Callback function, which takes element and index as the parameters. So element, index as the parameters. The only thing is I don't know if I can do an implicit return. Can I do an implicit return? I'm not sure. Let's do return the sum of those. So let's go element. Hold on, because I can't spell clearly. So element, wait, what the hell? Bro, I dead can't spell. Minus index. Oh wait, it says the sum. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Did I skip math class? All right, index, close it out. Hopefully that works. I knew they were gonna want me to implicitly return, bro. I don't even remember how like, cause what do I do with this? What the hell do I do with that? Do I leave it here? What the hell? Hold on, cause I gotta think. We got the arrow function, so maybe I just leave it here. But it doesn't even look happy. Hold on, let's just rewrite that real quick without doing anything wrong because that looks funny. All right, we're gonna go here and then we're going to just do this. Oh, so it is supposed to look like that. Okay, I don't know why they were acting up. I just gotta see, sometimes my index be off, so I wanted to retype it. But then now we implicitly return element, if I can spell, minus index. And then that should be good. Surprise, it's not. Your .map should implicitly return the sum. Why do I keep doing minus? This is, bro, did I not go to math class, my guy? Did I not go to math class? I must have not. You said, college has just been teaching C language A. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. I'm surprised they've been teaching the language. Sometimes they skip all that and they just teach about damn computers. They don't even want to talk about programming. So whenever you can learn it, it doesn't matter. Whenever, I mean. No, big facts, big facts. So it says, now that you have range function, you can use it to create a range of letters as well. So now we can declare the char range. I like that. I like, whoa, what are we doing? Using const and arrow syntax. I love when they give me the answers for things I get and watch me run into something I don't understand and they're not going to help. They're just not going to help. So they want me to do start and again. And the function should implicitly, I'm just going to naturally assume it's going to be implicit at this point. I'm just going to have to assume. The function should implicitly return the result of calling range with start and end as the arguments. What? And return calling range? The only thing I could think of here is just do what they said. If that doesn't work, then do what they said as the argument. So do I just do a comma? Oh, okay. I was like, what do they mean as the argument? So we ate that up. So, well, I mean, I've watched Dave Gray for CSS, and I didn't really understand most of the concept. That's why I'm looking for other resources, you know? No, yeah, definitely. And that's why I think, like, the Odin project and Free Code Camp, I feel like, are really good because it forces you to code, you know what I mean? I'm personally the type where I can't watch, like, a tutorial. That's just me. I don't know if that could be you, but I need something where it reads to me, and then it tells me, like, in a way of what they want me to do. I think the Odin project, though, is it's a less bit hand-holdy, so if you want something that really pushes you, you could do the Odin project for HTML and CSS. I just don't really know how to navigate it to get there, but I'm sure if you looked it up, you could probably find it. But the Odin project is less hand-holdy. But I think when it comes to Free Code Camp, it's like it's your job to make it less hand-holdy, because like they're going to tell you probably most of what they want you to do. And then, like I said, just build it outside, and you should eventually be able to just kind of understand. And even if it's like a line of code you don't get, like for me, to even learn about like CSS Flexbox or CSS Grid, I had to play the CSS Flexbox and CSS Grid game. And there's even times now where I can't even like remember what to do. But, you know, that's why most coders, you know, you just either look it up, you go on MDN Docs, or sometimes you just have some, like certain code ready. Because some people use Tailwind, which Tailwind is a little bit more helpful for things like that. But normally, you know, it always has to start from somewhere. Because your range function expects numbers, but your start and end values will be strings. Specifically, they will be single characters as A. So convert your start and end values into your range call to numbers by using the char code. Oh, I was going to say, but they're not strings, but actually they are. By doing the method on them, I'm assuming I'm chaining. Method on them, passing the number 0. I'm assuming I'm chaining. I mean, I would hope so. Okay, I'm not chaining. So you should call the .char code method on start, and then you should pass that. Okay. So then, maybe I'm not chaining. Do they legitimately want me to do this? Oh, okay. I guess they do want me to get in there. They want me to get dirty. Okay, at least I figured that out. Oh, that worked. I thought there was one more thing I had to do. I didn't even put 0. Oh, I did. I'm so Kathy. So knowing CSS and HTML is so expected nowadays that people don't even ask it. On interviews, for the most part, interviews just starts with JS, React, Node, Next. I mean, big facts, but the thing is that, of course, you still need to learn it. So it's not like you can just walk in and not know it. But, you know, so I think Hus, I don't know how to say your name, Hustluster. I think you definitely got it, bro. I think you definitely got it. But they do want you to know, of course, a little bit more. That sometimes it doesn't even say JS. It normally just says React. Or Next.js, like you said. Sometimes you don't even see JS at all. They want you to immediately be in either Next.js or React, which is obviously JS, but it's like, it's crazy that they do that instead of it just being natural vanilla JS. But I understand because it moves quicker if you use React. Range will return an array of numbers which you need to convert back into characters. Chain the .map method to your range. I think it would be this. Yep, right here, .map. And then pass the callback function. Here we go. Probably with an implicit return. So let's not do anything. They want code to be the perimeter here, and implicitly return the value of passing code to this method. Okay. I think they want me to put code in here. Okay, perfection. So they expect you to know CSS, module CSS, pre-processors like CSS, Tailwind style components, and at least one component. No big facts. It's crazy, but hey, listen. At the end of the day, all of it is learnable. Just got to end up moving at your own pace. I'm always somebody that says, like, when it comes to learning, I think we could all learn anything as long as we move at our own pace. And so definitely Hustluster, I know you got this, bro. You literally one step at a time. It don't matter how much is ahead of you, my guy. Because for me, I have a lot ahead of me too. I only know everything that I know is vanilla. So I have never touched a framework, or I've never touched like Tailwind, React, Node. I never touched even a library. I never touched any of that. I just recently have been keeping it vanilla for the time being, and I probably don't have plans on actually learning it until way later, because as of next year, I want all of next year to be my main focus is going to be on like trying to get into IT support, and also trying to get like past the Security Plus, because I want to be able to be ready for cybersecurity. I need to learn about cybersecurity. Of course, there's more to the certifications. I need to actually learn a lot about cyber, and I plan on giving that all to next year, and I'll be taking you all along that journey. But for me, like with web dev, I feel like I want to do it as a side hustle. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to learn React, especially because my time of learning now is already so short. I only get like an hour a day. That for me, I'm probably not gonna be able to learn React until like 2 years later. And I prefer to probably go try to get into like IT support, try to land something, because I have a job now, but I want to be able to like maybe transition or be open to different opportunities. I want to be able to get those stuff next year. And just because I feel like I don't want to have another year where I'm just kind of sitting back, letting things flow. It's like, no, I want to tackle it, go straight towards it. And this can be more of like a little side hustle for the time being. Hey, what is up, Hayato? What is up? If you're new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Get me to 1,620, guys. That'll be super dope. Now that, and it's only one sub away. So if you're someone who wants to hit that sub button, hey, hit that. Hit that. Now that your helper functions are complete, back in your onload event handler, you should declare a letters variable. So let's go const letters variable and assign it the result of calling CharRange. So we're gonna have to go CharRange, and then they want me to do the letters A, which we got this, uppercase A, by the way. And I'm assuming they want me to do a bruh. That I done messed up my whole computer right now, as the arguments, which ended up passing through. So it says React is an extremely huge library, though. No big facts. It's definitely going to take some time, but I feel like, you know, like I said, for me, I never came across web dev and thought this was going to be like a job I wanted to do. I already, like at first in the beginning, I think I did. But then, you know, the more that I've been moving forward, I was like, you know, I don't think it's something I would want to do as a job. I think I do it for fun. I like it for fun. It's a real hobby. I love coding, right? But I feel like for me, I've always seen it as a side hustle. I don't even plan on targeting like big companies. So I feel like I already know enough to make these websites for small entrepreneurs and probably make a good couple bucks. But I never planned on making it a career or even making it like try to make like a $2,000 income so it could pay bills or whatever, 2005. It's like, no, I don't really care. I feel like for me, it was always a side hustle. I don't care if I make like just $200 for the month. I'm chilling. I just wanted it as a side hustle and to do it for fun, make websites for people. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, for me, that was never the case. Or it was at one point, but then I changed my mind. You said, how long have you been into learning front end? It's day 170. So it's been about 170 days. It's about to be, I think, 6 months into it. But the problem is like I normally tell people, is that I'm technically like halfway through that. You said now call the for each. I'm technically like halfway through that. Because I normally only get to learn about an hour a day. Simply because of the fact that I work a 12-hour shift job. It pays the bills. It does whatever it has to do. So for me, I just end up, oh wait, I think I messed that up. I think it's because I'm talking and doing stuff. But so for me, it's kind of like, I feel like I didn't start understanding JavaScript until like a month or two ago. Even though I was trying to learn it like 3 months in. So it took a while, but eventually I got into it. But I have way less time, man. If I had more time on my hands, I think I could have learned so much more. But, you know, I have like life be life, and you know what I'm saying, like, because you got bills, I got the car, I got just a bunch of other things. I can't just up and leave this job. It's a really stable job. So for me, this is just the way my life has to go. Now call the dot for each method on your letters array and pass your create label function as the reference for the callback. I'm a little bit confused by that, but I think what they mean is put it here. Okay, that's not what they mean. You should pass your create label function reference to the for each. Okay, oh wait, maybe wait, no, because they're not talking about the perimeter, are they? Yeah, no, that wouldn't make sense. Let me regroup. So they want me to do the for each. inside of the for each, they want me to copy this, and then they want me to do this. Right. And then I don't know if they want me to do this here. Okay, no, they don't want me to do that there. So then maybe they want me to do it inside, but then that's even crazier. You should pass the create label function reference to the for each method. Letters array and pass the create function reference as the callback. You should see some letters appear across this top. So I'm getting confused on how they want me to do this real quick. So I know for each immediately looks like this. The letters array and pass the create label function reference as the callback. The way they're saying that is what's throwing me off. That is what's throwing me off, because then I feel like the only other thing I could think of is clearly they want a callback. But do they want me to do create label in here? Or maybe I legitimately need to do create label function. Actually, maybe that's the case. So maybe I gotta copy this, paste that there, and wait, no. Because we just did this. Unless they want me to legitimately do function. How the hell do you write a function again? I think you go function and then you do it the other way around. I think you go function. If I could spell function. There we go. I'm like, come on. Create label. You should pass your create label function reference to the for each method. Why is that confusing the hell out of me? Create label function reference as the callback. Where the hell am I supposed to place this? Because I know it's the perimeter, so you wouldn't place it there. Unless, shoot, they want to be placed there so bad. No, so I know you don't place it there. I'm surprised you don't place it here. Because we create label equals name. Create label equals name. So what do I not? I'm surprised it's not copy this, paste, and then just call the function. What the heck? Now call the dot for each method on your letters and pass the create label function reference as the callback. That is confusing as hell. So you got this. Why would it not be create label and then you do the callback function? That doesn't make sense. If y'all know this answer, just let me know, because I feel like it's something that's so simple and I'm just making this into something huge. What the hell? There's no way. Unless they want it like this, but that don't make sense. Maybe do they want it to literally, this would be weird if this is what they wanted, but I doubt it. Okay, I almost got scared for a second. I was like, did I just eat? I mean, do they want me to put name? Like how they have last time? No, I don't think so. No perimeter, no perimeter. That is hella confusing. And I bet you it's so simple too, but I can't even like comprehend what the fuck. Like, what do they want? I felt like I did it. You said, by the way, if anyone has the answer, just let me know, because I don't even know how the hell they want me to write that. Says, damn, I hate life. I'm in static for a month. Oof. Damn, bro. It's okay, actually. It is okay. When I was learning from scratch, I spent like 8 to 10 hours a day minimum, and now all the time after work. No, that's what I'm saying, man. I wish I had that, man, but it's difficult. He says, damn, bro, negative 10 hours. No, not even 10, y'all. It's negative 12 hours. And then I sleep, and then technically it's 13 because of the drive there, drive back. And then I sleep 8 hours. So, like, I only have 3 hours left in my day. And I choose the live stream with my time, me coding. I think the hour before, I end up trying to get myself to, now I'm trying to get myself to learn off stream. And then after stream, I get ready for work. So if you want to switch a career, you just don't have a choice. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. That's why, like, in the end, it's like you always have to find a way within whatever your circumstance is and just learn. You know, that's why for me, I always give myself an hour a day. I don't get how they want me to do this, unless I'm completely just putting this in the wrong spot. Or maybe I'm overthinking. I don't know if I tried this. Like, did I just leave it by itself? You should not pass a create label function call. So it's not a call. What the fuck do they want from me? What the fuck do they want from me, bro? I'm so lost. I swore I did everything I could do. And nobody's struggling with it, bro. Am I tripping? Am I tripping like dumb hard? As the callback? What are they talking about? What do you mean as the callback? Create label. Bruh. Bro, I don't get it. What are they talking about? I'm about to be so pissed. I know when I get this answer, I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be, what do you mean pass a reference? Then maybe I'm confused what a function reference is. Because maybe that's where the fuck I'm going crazy, bro. Because what is a function reference? I guess this is something I gotta take a note of, my guy, because, oh, something popped up here when I did that. Which I don't know why. But okay. So let me think. This is gonna be what this is. So you're saying just pass a reference. What is it? I think where I'm getting confused is maybe this part here, function reference as a callback. I don't even get that because I know how to do a callback function. But when it's saying function reference, what the hell is that talking about? Create label function reference. Like, am I putting it, because I already put it there. This would be the perimeter. I already put it there. Create, where is it at? Oh, maybe, am I not uppercasing? Bruh, how am I screwing this? I'm gonna be so pissed when I get this answer, because I know it, but like, what the fuck? I'm like losing my mind. Yeah, that's not gonna help me. Hold on. There's no way. I'm not even finna cap. I'm not gonna end up getting that at all. Give me 1 second. Because I don't know why my brain is like not braining right now. That makes literal no sense. Did I not do this? Hold on. My bad. I feel like, so are they just telling me to do this? And if this is what they're telling me, there's no fucking way. Because if this is what they're telling me, they 100% played me. So why the fuck are they asking for a callback function? I don't even like the way they wrote this. It says in pass create label function reference as the callback. How the fuck is this the callback? I don't even want to discuss how that's a callback, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? That's insane. Whatever. I'm gonna let that slide. That's insane. Anyway, remember that range returns an array. That one just pissed me off. Because why are we calling that a callback? Remember that range returns an array, so you can chain array methods directly to the function call. So call range. So now we gotta go range here with 1 and 99 as the argument. Perfection. And chain the dot for each. Oops. Dot for each. Put that open. Put 2 parentheses after the callback. And no, and the thing is that we didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, because maybe I would have let it slide if they made us do this. But we didn't. They literally just let it be like that. That's straight BS. That's not even a callback. It says, JS is all about callbacks. A function as a function perimeter. That's just insane, bro. That's just insane. I can't believe they just allowed that. Pass the dot for each an empty callback. Like, now I'm afraid. Like, when they say callback, now what are we talking about? Like, now what the hell are we talking about? That's crazy. Because every time they mention callback, they wanted me to do this. So the fact they just mentioned that on some BS makes no sense. But whatever. I'll let it slide. There's no point. At the end of the day, I pretty much knew the answer. I just think they miswrote that. That was straight BS. No, and that's the crazy thing, bro. They didn't even make you do it. Look, they just put create label. Cause I even passed that in there like that, and it didn't go through. That's straight BS, bro. What the hell? So in your callback function, you'll need to make 2 function calls. Start by calling create label, and then they want me to pass this in. I hate the way they write stuff. I was going crazy for no reason. You should see some numbers appear in your spreadsheet. Oh, shoot, we do. Can't type though. Then call the dot for each on them. So for each method on your letters array, pass an empty, wait, hold on. I think I messed up. Hold on. Number argument. Then you should call the dot for each method on your letters array. Okay, hold on. I think, I believe I'm supposed to keep that like that. Then I'm probably supposed to jump down, do dot for each. I could have mistaken this, but it's okay. If so, that is perfectly fine. Then they want me to do the dot for each, pass an empty callback function. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna look for callback function. Maybe there's a difference between callback and callback function, but they definitely played me. It says John Doe, create label, autocorrect, FN is a function call. Yeah, so because basically I did the create label with the parentheses, and then what they told me, oh, because you did oh, you still wrote the same thing. But what was I gonna say? Because I did it like that, and then tell me why they said, oh, don't do a function call. They said don't call the function. So then that didn't work. They just wanted me to write it by itself. That's just insane. But you know what? We can move forward. At the end of the day, that was 5 questions ago. I have to let it go. Hey, thank y'all to the new subscriber, y'all. We ended up hitting my subscriber goal. Can't even speak. Of 1,620. I should be going live every single day around 12 p.m. EST. So it's gonna be pretty lit to see y'all new faces here, man. That's pretty dope. That's gonna be pretty dope. FN callback is a callback function passed into another function to be called by that function. That is crazy. I don't even know. I feel like at the end of the day, they should have just called that something different. Because if the whole time if we're doing callback functions and we're creating like, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, it's like then all of a sudden you can't call that a callback. You got give it a different name. That's straight up. It set me up for failure. Straight up. Const input variable, use the create element. So I gotta go document dot create element. Even if that was the correct way of saying it, they should have said it different. That's all I could say. And then I think we got to do input inside of here. Then they want me to method document object create input element, set the type attribute to text and the ID attribute to letter plus number. Oof, I kind of forgot how to do that. Do I just do set the type and the text ID and attribute to letter and number? Okie doke. Oh shoot. Y'all, I'm not about to cap. We're running out of time here. So we're probably gonna have to end off on that question, which should honestly be easy. But because I have to end up getting ready for work soon, I'm gonna end up doing my little thing at the end. And normally what I do at the end of these is just a little bit of a Q&A. So if y'all have any questions, it could be about my current job, it could be about what I want for my future job, it could be about web dev based on like whatever I know, because I ain't no top web dev. I can't help too much. I can only help a little. And then it could be about anything. YouTube, I don't mind talking about nothing. Just ask away, and if we're not gonna get no questions, that'll be all right. We could just end up, I can end up talking a little bit about my journey. So let's go and see how this goes. So it says gotta have functions that call functions. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It says you'll understand later why it's called like this. Nah, I just can't take it, because the fact that the whole time we're calling this certain thing callback functions, and every time that we do it, we're doing it in a way where we're doing the parentheses, we're doing the arrow, then we're doing the curly bracket. You can't sit there and call that a callback when the whole time we've been doing that this whole time. Like, that's just crazy. They could have at least said like it's a little bit different. Like, I don't know, because there's just no way that I would have suspected that I was supposed to write it in there without any brackets or without any like arrow. Like, I don't know. Well, I guess granted that's called a arrow syntax callback function, but even sometimes they'll be like do the callback without even mentioning arrow syntax, and they want you to do the arrow syntax. So it's like, I think it was just, they threw in a little trick right there. They knew motherfuckers was gonna like fumble a little bit at least, because ain't no way you've been calling that for multiple steps a callback, and then boom, the first time, no parentheses, we're still gonna call this a callback. What? Insane. But now I know though. Now I know. So now they can never trip me up. Well, they might, because sometimes I be forgetting, but when I figure it out again and I do it a couple more times, at some point I'm gonna be like, I understand. And it's honestly a pretty simple it was a simple mistake that took too long to understand. But hey. But currently though, I wanted to talk about, you said it's the same, you can just move the arrow outside, assign it a variable. No, that's what I did. It didn't work. You said you can just move the arrow outside and assign it a variable and pass it. It didn't work. I literally did that the whole time. I was putting it in there. I did the whole arrow syntax thing, and it was not passing through. It legitimately wasn't passing through. And I put it in all 3 spots. Unless you mean put it inside of it and without the calling, and it should have just passed through. But I don't know, man. Like I tried everything, and that was not working. That was just crazy to me. But hey, either way, I now learned. So it's pretty sick. I think it definitely played me though. But currently though, I wanted to talk about my journey of 170 days. I think I've already explained it a little bit earlier, how I only normally get about an hour a day to study. So thank y'all so much for being supportive and still coming along with me. Some people, they might see that number and think I should know more and stuff like that. And I think that's a little bit messed up to put onto somebody, just because, at the end of the day, for one, comparison, especially when it comes to learning, is the worst thing you could do, because then it might just make you stop learning. But then number 2, people don't really know my life. So I feel like when some new people come in, I don't, of course, because they also never came to the stream. So it's like, I don't blame them. But, you just see a number. I feel like to assume that someone has been able to spend all of their days learning those days is kind of crazy. For me, I'm just a really busy person. So I learn, but I don't get to learn as much. I wish I had more hours. But, hey, that's just not the cards that I was dealt. And hopefully, next year, I wouldn't have to be doing these 12s or all this overtime, and hopefully, because I think it should be cut anyway, so then I can sit there, do 8 hours, have more of my day, and then be able to study for the CompTIAs. And I'm also studying for this thing that I'll let y'all know if I end up enrolling in December, or no, not even December. I think by January, but I think by December I should know if I'm gonna do it. So I'll let y'all know if I end up doing it, but there's this certain thing that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be pretty sick. There might be a little bit of a little changer going on, and I can't wait to end up telling y'all about that. But I've been grinding, y'all. Because something I learned truly, and I think once you drop this mental barrier, you can learn anything you can learn. And for me, I realized that something I used to tell myself is like, oh, you can never learn this, or like, oh, you're not smart enough to learn this. Some people are just more skilled to learn this. And I just broke this barrier in my head that was like, no, that's just not true. At the end of the day, we could learn anything we put our minds to. So for me, I started learning a lot of different things, and I'm realizing like, wow, I really think anybody can learn anything as long as you move at your own pace. That's why I kind of don't like the concept of like school, because I feel like they make you move at their pace, and if you can't move with them, then you're kind of getting left behind. And I feel like that's messed up, but in the end, that's why I always tell people just pregame. Like, if you know you're about to go into calculus and you know that calculus is going to be hard as hell, it's like sit there and pregame calculus for the summer, just so that you can at least get something, just a little something down, so you can understand it. So by the time the class comes, you're not really moving at their pace because you already moved a little bit quicker. And then by the time the harder stuff comes in, or something you haven't learned yet, you're free because you already taught yourself the other stuff. Sometimes if a class moves too fast, you probably are still trying to teach yourself the old stuff while trying to learn the current stuff. So for me, it's like, I love the fact that we could really learn anything we put our minds to. Like, I'm learning something that I would have never thought in a million years, and y'all are gonna like, if it ends up like going through, because the only issue, well, I don't really want to talk about what the issue would be, but I would say maybe just like enrolling on time, and there's only one time a year they do it. So if it doesn't happen this year, then it's probably going to happen next year, but hopefully it should be this year. Like, I'm prepared for it this year. But either way, I would have never expected myself to even be learning this stuff, and the fact that I'm understanding it to the T, bro, I'm like, yo, it's crazy. So I can't wait to reveal what that is later. I think that would be amazing. By the way, too, I also post YouTube videos. So it isn't just live streams. I post a lot of YouTube videos where I either have my dev diaries, which I do have a good dev diary coming out about a certain live stream. Obviously not this one because I already recorded it, but I think it was like 2 days ago. It was kind of like a rant. And that's gonna be uploaded. I don't know if it should be uploaded today. Yeah, I think it's gonna get uploaded today at 8 p.m. So if y'all want to go check out that video or check out my other videos, it's pretty lit there. And on top of that, I also have a playlist of this barbershop series, which is me trying to get myself to move a little bit faster when it comes to creating websites for mock clients, right? So, oh well, I don't know why I did this, but they're fake clients. And then I also have a whole playlist about my front end journey and then my IT journey, which just kind of started for IT. But my front end journey, I've been documenting literally everything. So there's about 128 videos. I think there should be more, honestly. I'm surprised it's only 128. Oh, I forgot. It's because I stopped posting every day because I started going live every day. So I stopped posting every day. But before I was going live for like 3 months, I used to post every single day about my front end journey. So it's a pretty cool channel. Like if you ever wanted to see my day zero, like especially the person that's starting learning HTML, I literally documented day 0 to day, let me see. Well, sometimes I still add new stuff in that playlist, but like it's crazy. So basically like day 100, day 130, I have like YouTube videos all about it. And man, it was crazy. It was crazy. And it has hella views. Well, not that much actually. I don't know why I said it like that. I'd be forgetting. I'd be hype about like 600 views, 700 views. That's a lot to me. But alright, y'all, I'm gonna end up ending this stream here. If y'all ended up enjoying, thank y'all so much for enjoying it. You know, I try. Thank y'all to the new subscriber right now and to all the new subscribers as of today. I think we got like 7 of them, so that's amazing. And I'm surprised. I mean, not surprised. I'm going to say I'm thankful for you guys joining me here. But I'm going to have to end up ending this live. I got to get ready for work. This has been great. This has been amazing. Catch y'all in the next one. Deuces. Make sure y'all tune in to my 8 o'clock video, by the way. Please. No, I'm just playing. Deuces.